Are you going to have the resources to be able to make the changes that are needed?
Well, the thing is, we do have quite a long list of different things that can be done to deal with particular issues. And yes, it's not just accessibility in case of people who've got some sort of impairments, though that is what kicked it off really, because Andy Burnham, Mayor of Greater Manchester, was particularly horrified to find that about half of the stations in the north don't have step-free access, so aren't particularly good for wheelchair users. But also there's other impairments as well. Are things good for people with visual or hearing impairments? So our customer display screens good, our public address systems good. And then we're also interested in safety and security, because we think that some demographic groups feel more unsafe travelling on the railway than others. So anything we can do in terms of CCTV and lighting to make people feel safer is good as well. But the good news is we have a long list of new types of equipment that we can bring in. Some of it's sort of high technology to help people out. There are things called smart beacons, which send information about the railway station you're at to Bluetooth devices. There's induction loops, which are magnetic signals that lots of hearing aids can tune into, so you can get rid of background noise if you're using a hearing aid and just hear station announcements and things like that. There's Braille station maps for the blind. There's a lot of things we can do. Yes, I've just been chatting about this issue you raised there with some colleagues. What if people come up with something we hadn't thought of or weren't aware of? Well, in some ways, that's what we'd like. We'd like to actually know, if there's anything that our long lists of potential equipment we could install, if there's anything we haven't thought about.
Okay, you're probably going to tell me I need to do the survey and put this in the survey, but I've got something that's not on your press release, and that is catering for people with special diets, particularly where there's a food allergy, or someone. In my case, it's gluten-free diet. Is that something that is available at stations that do catering?
Right. No, it's interesting you should mention this, because yes, that's the sort of issue we've only really started doing lots of research on recently, but people have been thinking about it. So recently the Department for Transport